If you're struggling to get views after you hit publish on your YouTube video, that ends today. We've got 14 different things that you can do after publishing to amplify your content. And here's the thing, you don't have to get a billion views in the first hour, but you need to get just enough that it primes the algorithm and starts shooting your content into search and potentially into browse as well, or home screen, those kind of things. So we're gonna go over 14 different things that you can be doing to make sure your content is getting seen. I also have only one that I kind of held back. I've done all 14 of these. Some we do after every single video. Some we can't do every single video because now we have 2 channels that publish every day, along with our faceless videos or faceless channels that publish like 5 to 10 a day. So we can't always do all of them. But if I have a piece of content that I know is a banger, or if I'm publishing 1, 2, 3 times a week only, every one of these are done because it's going to get you such good distribution of your content, and the distribution is going to lead to longer term success. So this isn't even about the first 24 hours. This is what you were doing in the first 24 hours to prime your video to be successful for the next months, weeks, years, and beyond. In fact, I have a video right now. I just made a Facebook post about doing like 650 views a month that was made 6 years ago. And it's because of these kinds of things that you just prime the algorithm for your content. That being said, let's dive in. Some will be obvious. Some will be good fits for you. Some won't. We'll have definitely, almost for sure, some things that will be applied. And the only one I'm holding back is kind of a little bit of a secret sauce that I give just to my coaching students. But again, I did these for a long time. These are phenomenal. That's just my one little extra. All right. So, and if you want to actually apply to work with me, there's a link down in the description. Come down here, schedule to book a strategy session. You and I will jump on a call, and I'll make sure your business is hitting consistent 10K months with your YouTube business and eventually scale beyond that. There's also a training in the description. That is a free training on how to hit consistent 10K months. Highly recommend picking that up. Let's dive in. Number 1. You are going to do a Facebook LinkedIn post. See, this is how you know it's good. I didn't turn those into 2 separate cards. I just combined them together. So especially with AI now, this is very, very easy. What you can do, I actually didn't pull this up, but I'm going to do it because I'll show you this. I'm going to make sure I get the site right. There is a website. I want to make sure you can see it. It's tactiq.io. And then you can see -tools, -YouTube, transcript. Okay. So that right there is going to allow you to pull the transcript from your video. You just feed the URL into that website and it gives you the full transcript. You download that and you paste it into your AI. And you say, hey, I just published this video. Write me a Facebook and a LinkedIn post for it. I do like those to be different because they are different audiences, right? Like what people want on Facebook and what people want on LinkedIn are drastically different. Let me give you this piece of advice that I ignored for 6+ months and I really, really regret it. I've done ChatGPT for, a very long time now, a very long time. I use it for everything. I always swore by it specifically because of the memory, and it knew me so well that I felt like it had a better understanding of my brand voice, and I never wanted to switch, even though I heard Claude wrote a lot better. The other day, we were starting a blog. I have a video coming out on this soon. It sounds crazy to start a blog in 2025. I get it, but there's some reasons, and we'll talk about that in that future video. But one of my team members came to me and said, Jake, I tested this on the free version of Claude, and it is like 1,000 times better. And I said, well, one of my big things is I want the bulk of content to be happening quickly. Will this help you publish faster? She said yes. I'm like, okay, then I'll buy it. The 3 of us will access it. And yeah, so we'll all have access to it. The first day I used it for a few pieces of writing and was blown away and just kicking myself that I didn't get it earlier. If you are doing any kind of copy, grab Claude, $20 a month, worth it 100%. And that is someone who was so adamant about sticking with ChatGPT. It's definitely worth it, especially if you're doing stuff like this. So descriptions, posts, emails, everything. A lot of what we're going to cover here, Claude will be very, very helpful with. You can use ChatGPT. It's just a worse writer, and it's not even close. So we're going to create both of those. I'm actually going to do a little bit of a deep dive into the Facebook portion. I have a couple videos that have gone live here recently. Actually, I'm going to pull this up for you. If you're not familiar with my channel, a lot of this is just more raw conversation. So it's not as scripted or as edited, but what that allows me to do is give you a little more information when it comes to stuff like this. I'm pulling up my YouTube channel. So I've been doing a couple videos on this. I talk about how my best traffic source is YouTube, and I walk through the entire funnel of how I think about content and where it goes. I did this video talking about the amount of views that I'm getting on Facebook and how I am using that to grow my YouTube significantly very quickly. It's actually wild, even within the first few days. And then this one is kind of comparing and contrasting YouTube and Facebook. So I say all that to say, Facebook is incredibly powerful right now. We'll talk about it more a little bit here soon when it comes to threads. But I wouldn't have said this before, I would definitely making sure that you were putting out a Facebook post along with a LinkedIn post. Next, reply to every comment in the first 30 to 60 minutes, at least the first 10 comments, bare minimum. You need to reply. This is a long proven thing that the algorithm cares whether you interact early on. When the channel gets big enough and you have a big enough audience, it might not matter. But in the beginning, it's a non-negotiable. You do have to make sure you are replying to people who comment. Number 3, you have to email your email list. The best thing you can do is get it in front of your most warm audience. The people who know, like, and trust you the most need to see your content. They're the ones who need to watch because they're the most likely to click. They're the most likely to watch it for a longer period of time. And we need that watch time to be increased in the beginning. So email your list. Again, we're going to use Claude to write not like just a fluffy email. Again, give Claude the transcript and say, like, tell a story about why this is so important of what I just created. I mean, for example, like if I was doing one to my email list on this video, there's a massive pain point of you spend all this time researching and scripting a great YouTube video, you edit it, then you publish it, and then you just hear crickets, and it's like that ghost town where you have the whatever it is rolling through the street because no one's watching your content. And so how can you solve that, right? So that's the kind of thing I would send to my email list. It's like, if you've experienced this pain before, I just created a video that's going to help you solve it. You need to go watch it. And because this is your warmest audience, they are going to do the best job promoting your content, getting your watch time up, and it's going to prime the algorithm. Next, there's a Chrome extension that goes to Pinterest. If you don't have a Pinterest, just go set up a Pinterest account. This is another place where your content can just live. It's almost nothing to it. Let me just pull this down and I can show you. Oh, where is it? I think it just got shrunk because I think it's called Save to Pinterest. There it is. Save to Pinterest. All you do is you click it, and then I could click literally any video on this page. Obviously, if you're on the page of the video, it only shows that video. You would click it and you would send it to Pinterest. So that's just a quick distribution, right? We're just taking it and we're putting it in another place, and we can do it in the click of a button. And if we can do it that easily, we should be doing it. Next, I mean, you can obviously, if you want to go deeper on that, right, you can go create some pins and do multiple pins, 4 or 5 pins for that day, all about that piece of content. It's a great idea too. This was just shorter and faster. Obviously, like it is not possible for everyone to do all of these things. That's not the goal. But the more of them you can compile together, the more likelihood you're going to get a little bit more ampage on your video when it goes live. Short form stories and reels. So this is specifically stories. So like just hop on, be like, hey, just publish this piece of content. If you're struggling with this, I break it down. I give you the 14 ways that you'll never have to watch your YouTube video sit at 0 views again. Make sure to go see it. Here's a link in the description, or here's a link down below, or here's a link to my YouTube channel, whatever, right? So just quick call to action, and we're going to do a short form story or reel. Next, I've written all these, but I don't know which one's which, so there's no order to this. Create short form content, right? So the stories and reels is designed to go to those who already follow you, right? Those are, again, a big part of this is like, who is your warmest audience? Who wants to see when you publish a piece of content? So your email list and your people who have already decided to follow you, that's really good. This is for a colder audience, right? So now we're leaning more into the pain point and the desired pleasure. It is very much a marketing piece of content, but we're just going to create a short form piece of content that tells people, if you have a YouTube channel, again, my example, if you have a YouTube channel and you're not getting as many views as your video deserves, make sure to go check out this video where I just unveiled 14 different ways to make sure your content gets the views that it's worthy of, or the views that it deserves, or whatever. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It just needs to be something that communicates you have a new video. And again, remember, this is a cold audience and this is a warm audience. Ideally, it should be. Create a community post. If you're not familiar, you simply go to your dashboard, come to create, and then push create post. It shows up right here under posts. And you can see most of my posts on this channel, I believe, were for another YouTube channel. So if you have another YouTube channel, I would always cross post. There's also an option now. I haven't done a bunch of these, but collaborations where if you have two channels, Alex Hormozy has been doing it a bunch, I've noticed. But you can do these collaborations if you have two channels to promote it to the opposite audience. That's a good idea as well. I don't do that as much as I should. Excuse me. My voice is shot today. I talked a lot yesterday. I'm sorry. All right. Pin a strategic comment. So what is the goal that you want them to do after they finish watching the video? Speaking of a strategic comment, if you do any of these things, or if you have any other suggestions that I haven't mentioned, please do let me know in the comments, along with any other videos that you want me to make and cover. At this point, I'm doing a video every single day and I need more content ideas. So let me know down in the comments. So a strategic comment is usually going to be one of two things, we'll say. What is the main offer you're sending them to? So for me, my pinned comment is always to my primary lead magnet, which is my free training to hit consistent 10K months. It's a free giveaway that I give to all my audience, and I want them to get that and watch it and actually learn how to do this. So that's always mine, is your primary offer. And the second one is a related video. So you can do a comment. I actually saw someone the other day. This was the most interesting thing I've seen in a while, where he keyword stuffed the crap out of it. Very fascinating. In fact, you can jump ahead a little bit, but I'm going to show you this because it was interesting to me. I hadn't thought about it before. And maybe it gives you kind of some ideas like it did me. I'm still primarily going to go to my offer, but I did think this was just interesting. So here was the channel. And I'm just going to grab a random video. So he doesn't seem to have a primary offer. When you look through here, there's no main link. He is keyword stuffing like crazy through this. Interesting. I mean, he's just having AI do that. Yeah, I used ChatGPT to write the description. Yeah. Oh, we didn't do it for this one. Come on. It's going to be a shame if I now can't find the one that he did. This was the one I saw. So he pinned this comment. So keyword stuff. He literally just says if you searched for and then put a bunch of the keywords. Anyway, so this is just something to look at. I mean, put hashtags crazy. And he's getting a pretty good amount of traffic. I actually heard someone recommend him. 75,000 subscribers. I would still almost always go to the offer. I mean, anyone that I coach, I'm going to teach offer. But if you don't have a primary offer, that's not a terrible idea. So your primary offer, if you want to try to keyword stuff, that's better than nothing. And the other option, if you have a similar video that you want to send your audience to, that's a really good place to do it. Let's see what's next. We're going to grab this one. DM people who are interested. Again, we want to get this in front of people who are going to watch it the longest in the beginning because we're priming the algorithm. That's the main thing we're doing in the first 1 to 2 hours. So if you have anyone that you know who is interested in the topic or who has asked the question that video answers. So if someone has emailed me or I've had conversations with them or I've seen them ask the question about, and this isn't spammy, I'm talking to your warm audience, people you know who you've had conversations with, maybe on social, maybe personally, maybe on your email list, whatever. Or maybe in a comment section of videos as well. If I've had people that have specifically been asking me, Jake, all my videos get 0 to 10 views and then just don't do anything, I would DM them and say, hey, I know you asked me this question. I just dropped this video talking about how to make sure you get the distribution that you're looking for. Go check it out. And they are very warm. They know you. They're interested in the topic. They're going to watch the video. So people don't think about this one very much, but that's a really good idea for 5 to 10 people who might really be interested in the video. Add relevant playlists. You should always be creating playlists on your channel that link videos together, and those have the ability to be found in search. I actually came across a full playlist literally today of someone else's content, and I'm like, oh, I don't see them that often like that, but it's just a good reminder. You need to be adding your videos to relevant playlists. Facebook threads, I'm going to end on that one actually. I am, because this is something I'm going hard at right now. So I'll give you a little call to action on that. And kind of give you what I'm starting to do there, and a little bit of what we've been talking about in these recent videos. I'll give you the short version. I told you I didn't know which ones were which. I was just going through them. Twitter thread, same kind of thing. Let's put a few pieces of content on Twitter. And really, when I say these things, like, I like doing them in all the places, but it's more so the ones that you are spending the most time on. Obviously, that's where it should get your most attention. If you have a banger video, definitely do all of them. If you're posting 1 to 3 times a week, definitely do all of them, right? Like, again, it just depends on, if you're doing a video every day, this becomes very unrealistic. If you're doing 1, 2, 3 videos a week, you should absolutely be doing this. Quora and Reddit. Now, I used to do this a lot with Quora and actually got a lot of views from it. I've never personally used Reddit, but it's the same concept. You just have to be careful that you don't get banned. So it can't be spammy. They are definitely detecting AI. So you need to be a little more careful with those. But doing it is not a bad idea. It's just more distribution. And now YouTube starts to see that your content is being found on Quora, on Reddit, on different social accounts, on Pinterest. And the more places they see it, it's going to bump up its authority. I literally just said I wasn't going to do that one. And then share to communities. This one can be, again, when we're doing these, remember all of them, think warm audience to cold audience. So if this is something like a school community that you're very involved in, I would share it very early on, like almost right when it releases, because it's people who know, like, and trust you, and they're going to want to see your content. If it's more of a cold group that you're like kind of in and out of, then I would still do it, but I would do it on the back end and make sure it's a question that people in that community actually want to see. Because what you don't want is people clicking on it saying, I don't care about this, and then leaving. So we do want to make sure it's actually appropriate for the community, and also make sure that our text in the post is explaining who it's actually for, so the people who it's not for won't click on it. Okay? Lastly is Facebook threads. So these are really interesting to me, and this is why. I recently started this challenge that is a 90-day sprint to hit $5,000 on Facebook. I've done a lot of content over the years now for basically 6 years. Facebook has never been a priority for me, but there's so much traffic distribution right now that I had to jump on and try it out. It's primarily built for beginners, but I mean, I'm a beginner when it comes to Facebook, even though I'm not a beginner in this world. So this has allowed me to develop relationships with a lot of other people who are growing. We help distribute one another's content with likes, engagement, comments, shares, all of that. Highly recommend jumping in the course. I'll try to remember to put that link in the bio if you want to see the or learn more about the challenge. But basically, it's super simple posts. Let me pull it up. The kind of posts I'm making are literally just these right here. That AI is making 80% of what I post right now. So simple little text hook. And then in the descriptions, I explain through it. I link one YouTube video in the latter thread, and then one call to action at the end, like something like my free giveaway. So I really like this strategy. I'm getting more opt-ins to my email list. I'm getting more people going and viewing my YouTube content. I'm pumping out, like, my goal is right now to make 60 a day and schedule them out across the next 3 days. So I'm ending up with at least about 50 posts a day. You definitely don't have to do that, right? Like 5 to 10. It's just how much traffic you want. So today is my first day where the traffic is really getting amped up. The last few days, I've probably been around that 10 to 12 range. But as soon as I saw this started happening, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to create more content and get it even higher. So we're seeing a bump. I mean, you could see a massive bump we had right here from literally just from Facebook content is bumping up the YouTube channel. So if you want to get really good distribution, I'm not seeing yet, because I'm still new to Facebook, I'm not seeing fast because of it. Now, I am getting some immediate views from Reels. So that's like obviously more of a story well, I don't have my main thing up, but the stories are going to get possibly some fast traffic. Doing the kinds of threads that I'm doing that have either one video in the thread or 2 videos in the thread are going to be getting traffic day over day over day. So I've gotten a little bump, and I expect to see even more as we continue to do this. I'm going to give updates on this because I think it's a strategy that's really not being tapped into the way it could be. And even if all I do, even if I wasn't able to monetize Facebook itself and all I was doing was driving more traffic to my YouTube, that's really the goal for me. Even if I only did it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, I can almost guarantee you. So right now, we started the challenge here, was our first day in the challenge. So these are challenge days. These I literally hardly posted at all. I was just testing. And we've already done like 35,000 views with very little work. So I expect to see this really amplified. I bet in the next 30 to 60 days, we can hit about 500K is my estimate. And if this is what happened on 30,000 views, and honestly, of those 30,000 views, a lot of that wasn't pointing to my YouTube channel. If we do 500 and like 80% of it points to YouTube, we're going to see a really huge increase here. So that's something I'm leaning into heavily for the next 1 to 2 months. And then we'll obviously continue to see the results and decide if we want to keep going deeper into that. So these are 14 things you can do that are going to really help you with your distribution early on. Again, we're priming the algorithm to pump your content up, to help you when it comes to search, and then to also get a little bit of viral distribution, whether that's in recommended or the YouTube homepage or the other browse features. So if you have any question at all, let me know in the comments, or if there's something else you want me to talk about, please let me know in the comments. I'm always trying to make content that is helpful for you guys. And please remember to grab in the description the link to my free training of consistent 10K months. And I also highly recommend going and checking out this video, maybe this video too, where I'm talking more about this Facebook strategy. Because I think it's a no-brainer for a lot of people. I'm very, very, very bullish, very excited about this. And I think if this is what you're looking to do, you should definitely come join me. I've also got some killer bonuses for that, but I'm not going to go into it in this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll see you again in the next video.